Yo, what is up, Genshin F2Ps and Swipeys? It's your boy Josh, and today we are going over what we can expect in Genshin 4.1 from the characters to the events, as well as the Primo Gems, because that's one of the most important things for you guys, especially if you guys are planning on pulling on some of these amazing characters and weapons. But before you guys do that, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below if you guys are going to be playing for Neuvillette. If potentially we do reach 10k follows on Twitch, as I do stream on twitch.tv, we are going to be doing a $100 poll session giveaway for you guys. So make sure you guys follow that as well. Now, firstly, let's go over the banners that were just released last evening. They're called the Decree of the Deep. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. These two banners that are featuring Neuvillette and Hutao are A tier, almost S tier. And let's go over that right now. Neuvillette, in particular, the newest Hydro Catalyst character to pop up. And, again, we do have a couple of Hydro Catalyst. However, he comes in the form of more DPS or of more damage dealer on-field character. Yes, the huge Hydro Biden Blast is absolutely insane, and Neuvillette is touted to be one of the stronger characters. However, there is a caveat. Neuvillette's stacking mechanic relies on certain reactions, and before C1, you actually need 3 reactions. And armed with this information, Neuvillette's best comps before C1 include Overvape, as well as Salad, as well as Hyper Bloom. There are a couple of reactions that are relatively strong with Neuvillette. However, they are quite limiting because they require rainbow comps. However, if you were to obtain the C1, this would increase its potency as well as decrease the reaction counter because it'll give you 1 automatically, and that will only have you run 2 reactions, which is incredibly more versatile. In general, most teams only even run 1 reaction, let alone 2 reactions. So by getting C1, you're doing yourself a huge favor and opening up your team slots to better characters and better supports. Then let's take a look at Hutao. Hutao is, I'll be honest, still relatively strong, although understandably having to be behind a C1 isn't the greatest either alongside Neuvillette, but I guess that's more money in Hoyoverse's pockets. Hutao can still be effective at C0, however, you do most likely need to understand how to jump cancel consistently on whatever platform you're using it on, and you better not be playing mobile with Hutao C0. Please don't. Regardless, Hutao can still be a strong character, and if you're wanting to pick up constellations of this character, I highly suggest so. She's still very strong. However, if we take a look at some of the upcoming characters, some of the characters that we already have released, like Linny, C0R1 Linny is incredibly strong and actually more potent than C0R1 Hutao. And not only that, we are getting a potential 4-star Pyro character in the future. I don't want to name names. And potentially another 5-star sub DPS Pyro character. I'm not going to name names. So it's somewhat looking bleak for the previous fire or Pyro on-field characters like Hutao, Yoimiya. Me personally, I would wait till we get news of those Pyro characters before you guys actually pull on these characters, because Hutao, she'll come around, you know what I mean? Like, she'll come around. Might as well look forward to some of the newer characters, in my personal opinion. Next, the 4 stars of this banner are incredible. All right, for how much people don't necessarily like chibi cat girls, Diona can be incredibly strong. She is going to be a very versatile support for you guys, and especially at C6 when gifting that EM is very good. Next comes Fischl, one of the strongest 4-star characters in the game, as her constellations are just absolutely nuts and they're relatively easy to grab. Fischl having so many different options and being Electro allows her to be engaged with some of the stronger reactions in the game. And of course, we do have Sjhoea, one of the top 5, arguably 4 stars in the game, being able to apply the swords with his ultimate, and being an off-field character just allows him to be an absolute menace. He is just way too good, and if you guys haven't picked up Constellations, at least C1, if not C2, you will definitely want to. These characters are nutso. You can't even say that the 4 stars are bad. They're incredible. Then let's take a look at the Epitome Invocation holding the weapons. This weapon banner, I'm not gonna lie, is very interesting. The 5 stars, of course, are some of the prized possessions of this banner, that being the Tome of Eternal Flow and the Staff of Homa. If you guys have been under a rock, the Staff of Homa is one of the most versatile stat sticks in the game and is touted to be one of just overall the best weapons to grab in the game, just for its amazing crit damage and its ability to give you attack through the passive. Now let's take a look at the Tome of Eternal Flow, which is the new signature catalyst of Neuvillette. The base attack is quite low. 542 is not the greatest, however, look at that amazing crit damage. The Aeon passive firstly gives HP. HP is increased by 16%, and of course, as you can see by that yellow mark, this can scale with high refinements, which is insane. When current HP increases or decreases, the charge attack damage will increase by a certain scale for 4 seconds. Max 3 stacks. Oh, wow. This effect can be triggered once every 0.3 seconds. When this character has 3 stacks or a 3rd stack duration refresh, 8 energy will be restored. This is incredibly strong for Neuvillette, not necessarily because he has crazy high burst cost, but it just allows him to run less energy, thus meaning more damage. This energy restoration effect can be triggered once every 12 seconds. Still, basically every rotation is strong, is very strong. Next, let's take a look at some of the new weapons coming in the 4-star slot. Firstly, the Duck Hands Assistant. The Duck Hands Assistant gives a 510 base attack, which isn't the highest. It's okay for a 4-star. And it also gives HP in the substat, which is really good. We are lacking a lot of HP percentage single hand swords, which bodes very well for this weapon. Sea Shanty is the passive. When the wielder is healed or heals others, they will gain a stoic symbol that lasts 30 seconds, up to a maximum of 3 symbols, so 3 stacks. When using the elemental skill of burst, all symbols will be consumed and a roused effect will be granted for 10 seconds. For each symbol consumed, gain 40 elemental mastery, and 2 seconds after the effect occurs, 2 energy per symbol consumed, a total of 6 energy will be restored for said character. The rouse effect can be triggered once every 15 seconds, and the symbol can be gained when the character is not on the field. This will be for characters like Shincho. Next, let's look at the portable power saw, the new claymore out of the 4.1 weapons banners. This will give a base attack of 454. That is not very healthy, let me tell you, but 55.1% HP, that I like. When the wielder is healed or heals, they will gain a stoic symbol as well. Upon elemental skill or burst, consume all the symbols and gain the 40 elemental mastery and the same energy per symbol. Again, this is a weapon that you'll most likely want to tackle on to your healer characters. The character that comes into mind automatically is Asayu, potentially even Dory as well. Not a lot of the Claymore characters really scale with HP very nicely. So, or with the exception of maybe Dia, but Dia's, you can find much better weapons offensively for Dia. But the portable power chainsaw, it's all right. Again, it's a more supportive weapon. It wasn't necessarily looking to be a heavy DPS weapon. So overall, with the Mitternacht's Waltz, the Favonius Codex, and the Favonius Lance alongside the Dock Hand and the Chainsaw, the 4 stars, unfortunately for me, with the exception of the Lance, is looking to be pretty C tier. The weapons, though, in the 5-star slots are A tier. So we'll balance it out, maybe like a B tier, B plus tier, I'd say. It really depends on what your goal is for the Epitome Invocation. If you're gunning for these 5-star weapons for sure, and you have the Primo Gems for it, then perfect. Then you'll be just fine. But if you don't, I'd say maybe even hold off, but the Staff of Homa is quite worth it. Finally, let's take a look at the 4.1 Primo Gems. As you guys know, this is probably one of the most important parts and why you guys are sticking around to this video, because you guys want to find out how many Primo Gems you'll be able to get, such that you can plan for the future and plan to see how many characters or how many pools you'll need to save after or post this. Maybe you can get yourself a Ridesley, or even a Farina. So, with this, September 28th, 9th, 30th, and October 1st, they do have an extra, this is an extra 1,600 Primo Gems alongside some of the other little prizes such as the Octopus and the Bubble Blaster. As you guys can see, the Bathing in Flowing Moonlight is the second portion of the anniversary event, which will net you the 10 Intertwined Fate. And before we find out the total amount of not only 4.1 Primo Gems from the events, but from the actual release of the Archon quests and whatnot, make sure you guys like the video, make sure you guys are subscribed. And drumroll, please. The total amount of Genshin 4.1's Primo Gems free to play is 12,840 gems. Wow. Yes, that includes the events, that includes the anniversary, that includes the new Archon quest, the story quest, and all exploration in 4.1's newest portion of the region. And for those who just haven't yet finished the Fontaine exploration in the previous 4.0 section, there you guys have more gems. Most likely you'll be able to grab 1.5 5-star characters, and well, I say that lightly, depending on how your luck is. Not only that, with the extra shop and the resets and whatnot, and if you potentially go grab the Welkins and the Battle Pass, you'll be able to net yourself a few more gems and a few more Intertwined and Acquaint Fates. So what do you guys think of the overview of Genshin 4.1? Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know if you guys have enough Primo Gems to pull for Neuvillette, Hutao, maybe even Riesli or Venti. Again, make sure you guys are subscribed down below, and if you guys have stayed this long, make sure you guys like the video and share it with others so that we can spread this information. I am almost reaching 10K on Twitch, so make sure you guys head on over, because I will be doing poll sessions as well as viewer polls for Neuvillette and Hutao live every single day from Tuesday to Saturday. And with that, I am recording this the evening of Sunday, so I will bid you guys a good night, but hopefully you guys will watch this in the morning. We'll bid you guys adieu. Have a good one. It's your boy Josh. Have a great 4.1, everybody.